Namaskar. You know, we all have favorite quotes that we remember so well because they make us strive to be greater than we think we are, or they help us to navigate tricky human relationships, or enable us to be happy more and more. And so I like to share with you 5 of my favorite quotes. Although I have many, but after a lot of competition, I've selected these 5. And quotes are so important because we resonate so well with them. And my first one is from my master. He said, "It's action that makes a person great. Be great by your sadhana, service, and sacrifice." You know, our human life is waiting for us to discover, explore, change, grow. And a life dedicated to these activities is a blessed life. And according to our channel, we've talked about the purpose of the human life is to realize our highest nature, which is oneness with that infinite consciousness. And so through the practice of meditation, we call sadhana. Sadhana means the effort to complete ourselves, more or less, especially spiritually, the spiritual practices. By doing meditation, we can get glimpses of that state of infinite happiness, that transcendental state of oneness. When we combine that inner work with the outer actions, service to others and more than service, sacrifice for others, it enhances our spiritual practice, our meditation, even more. And we become role models for others to follow. We become assets to the universe, as it were. And even someone may not be ready to meditate for one reason or another. When they're beneficiaries of our service, they'll think, well, I don't know what these people do, but they're very sincere to help others. And my master said the best way to promote your teachings is by doing constructive work. So our members all over the world are engaged in different service activities in one way or another. My second quote is, "As you think, you become." And this simple phrase summarizes the essence of meditation. You know, when I think of something, a portion of my mind takes the object of the thought that I'm imagining. And mind is described as an entity wherein various thoughts arise and dissolve. So in meditation, by consciously directing our mind towards subtle ideas, that's what we have in our mantra, our personal meditation mantra, we change. Our lifestyle changes. We may gravitate to new friends, new diet, and so on. And it is through this constant practice of meditation, taking the help of the mantra, the sound, and the meaning of the mantra, expands our mind beyond worldly pleasures and brings our mind to those subtler realms of awareness. And my third quote is heard from Mahatma Gandhi, who said, "There's room for every man's need, but not for every man's greed." And you know, there's more than enough for all of us to share. But it's the greed in individual life and collective life that's the cause of so much suffering. And actually, if few people have an inordinate share of the collective resources, then the others have to go without. And so this is the cause of human misery, poverty, crime for so many people. So in this regard, we remind about the 10 moral principles of yoga, the yama and niyama, no? And the fifth yama, it deals with our relationship with others. The fifth yama is aparigraha, not to over-accumulate those possessions or wealth which we don't need or for the needs of our immediate family. Because violating this principle cuts us off from that ever-present cosmic existence. And we hold an umbrella of ego over our heads. We think the riches of the world are for me and me alone. And my fourth quote, you know, I used to work in Nairobi, East Africa, and I would travel on the minibus from our office to town. Many decorative stickers were on the minibuses. And one of them I remember very well. It said, "Don't argue with a fool. People might not know the difference." So this one, I always try to remember when I'm in a difficult situation, somebody who's very provocative or very stubborn. And if I continue to engage in that conversation, it's not getting anywhere. It's better to withdraw and do something more constructive. And the fifth quote comes from the first lady nun. Her name was Didi Ananda Bharati. And she was very warm. And because of her elderly age and her wise words, people used to call her auntie. She was like a mother to all the younger monks and nuns. And she said something which I still remember: life is a bundle of misunderstanding. And this is very important for me to remember when I'm in a difficult situation with someone. And, you know, the hardest thing to do when you don't agree with someone is to sit back, relax, take a deep breath, and try to see their point of view. And in this, because we don't always see the same thing the same way. So this, of course, life is much more than that, but this particular quote helps me when I'm trying to navigate difficult human relationships. So I hope these 5 quotes will help you as they've helped me and enable you to live a life of balance, joy, and inner realization. Thank you. Namaskar.